What's going on, everybody? We got some Guns N' Roses news today, and as you guys know, Guns N' Roses are going to be playing Japan as part of their first leg of their 2017 tour. They're already in Japan, as far as we know from the social media posts we've seen online. This is a magazine that has an article or some photos of Guns N' Roses. I don't know if there's a whole magazine, like the whole magazine is dedicated to Guns N' Roses, but this is a photo somebody posted on the social media forums. There's also this magazine called Crossbeat, which I assume must be a famous magazine in Japan. They're doing a special Guns N' Roses issue. It's 177 pages of photos and articles about the band. I wish I could get my hands on that, especially if it was in English. And these are just some social media posts from people showing, the Guns N' Roses logos appearing in Japan. We've got some photos of the new Guns N' Roses airplane. Some people are not sure whether it's the old airplane they were using last year and they just got it repainted. There's also another shot of one of the engines here, except it's in blue. If you guys saw the old photos, they were a different color. And then this is a picture of the new Guns N' Roses plane, the tail section of the plane. And then this is a social media post by Slash's bodyguard. So as you can see, these guys have already landed in Osaka. Although according to the people who are in Japan, they haven't seen any news reports about it. There's also some people speculating that, I guess I've never been to Japan before, but some people on the forum said that Osaka doesn't really have a huge, a luxury hotel to stay at. And because Guns are playing a show on the 21st and 22nd. I think the first show's Osaka, second one's Kobe. They're probably going to stay somewhere in between both of the cities, and that's potentially where they'd stay, and then they'd basically shuttle from their hotel to whichever city they're playing on the given day. These are some more photos from Japan of some more Guns N' Roses advertising of their upcoming concerts. It's kind of cool seeing all the stuff come in from social media. I don't know exactly where this is at, whether it's at the venue or just some random spots across Osaka or other places in Japan. There's unfortunately not a lot of context given as to where these photos were taken. And then we've also got some more here. A lot of them are just basically Axl, Slash, and Duff. And you can see the really cool Samurai Bullet logo that they've been using for a lot of their Japanese promotion, and even a lot of their merchandising they're selling in Japan has that Samurai Bullet on it too, which is really cool. Let's move on to our next piece of news. So the next piece of news involves Tommy Stinson. So, he did that interview a couple days ago with The Observer, and we keep getting more and more news about it. So Tommy Stinson was actually talking about how Axl was not actually happy with Chinese democracy. And, the reason is actually going to surprise you guys a lot. Apparently, a decade wasn't enough for Axl to complete the album. And anyways, what Tommy told The Observer was, he said because it took so long to get it done, with referring to Chinese democracy, at the end of the day, it seemed like still Axl wasn't happy with it, and so it kind of got yanked from his hands a bit prematurely. That's kind of a disappointment to me more than anything, all things considered. I think we all did our best job and put our best foot forward, and there's that record, The musician also added, I think there's some good stuff, and I think there's some not so good stuff, and I think that could probably be said for all those Guns records. There's some stuff that wasn't my favorite, but that's just me, but that kind of goes with everyone's records. I can't even think of how many bands I like in their entire effing record, and, you think about it, I don't really know if I would say the same about Appetite. I mean, there's a couple songs in Appetite I'm not a huge fan of, but I mean, compared to a lot of other records, Appetite from Destruction, according to a lot of people, is a perfect album. Now, the Illusions records definitely have filler on them, and the Spaghetti Incident, you don't even get me started on. But if you guys want to hear the entire interview, I've linked to it down below. Let's go into our last piece of news featuring Slash. Now, this news is kind of different from most of the Guns N' Roses news that I've talked about. So Slash, Tommy Lee, White Zombie, and a bunch of others are going to be featured in the Greatest Hits photo retrospective to debut in Los Angeles in February. So this is, I guess, one of the photos. Looking at the photo, I'm going to guess it's around 2000, 2001 when Slash was doing Slash's Snakebit, just because he's got that, that beard, and then, of course, he's got the bottle of alcohol. It's probably around age 35 when he probably got that cardiomyopathy. And this is going to be a premiere art retrospective. It's basically a photographic exhibition and auction with live music celebrating the work of legendary LA photographer Chris Caforo. And it's going to be open in LA on Thursday, February 2nd with a press viewing at 7 p.m. There'll be a VIP party and opening reception from 7:30 to 8:30 and a public viewing from 8:30 to 11 at the Gibson Brands in West Hollywood. And I guess it's around where the former Tower Records space used to be. And the Greatest Hits tickets are available to the public viewing. So if you guys want to actually go register, I have a link to the actual webpage down below. This guy's photographed some amazing musicians. I mean, you name it, they're probably on here. Everything from Chris Cornell, Slash, of course, the guys from Alice in Chains, Jane's Addiction, Social Distortion, Soundgarden, The Game, Afghan Wing, Steve Jones. The list goes on and on. And actually, 100% of the proceeds from the artwork sales for Greatest Hits will benefit the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund, which is a charity that provides financial assistance to all types of career musicians who are struggling to make ends meet while facing illness, disability, and other age-related problems. So if you guys want to know more about the charity, I've linked to the page down below. So let me know your guys' thoughts. I think if I was in LA, I would definitely go check this out because there's some really great photos that they've shown on the website, and I would definitely like to go check them out in person. So that does it for today's news, guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, make sure you subscribe for the latest Guns N' Roses news, and make sure you follow me on Twitter at Guns N' Roses Daily. If you follow me, I will follow you guys back. Take care.